to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. Used to came with a few toys like a Happy Meal.
You'll never find another like me. I'm the last of my kind. I'm the last of my kind.
We playing chess, not checkers over here. Bitch.
Billy Walsh is a, well, he calls himself a writer. I don't know that he's ever actually written a song, but he certainly gets paid a lot of money for hanging around people. He was telling Ye, when Ye was down in Santa Barbara, really hitting him hard, hitting him heavy, like, you gotta go and get these grills from this dentist. He's done everybody. He's done Travis. He's done Yachty. You know, like telling everybody.
This nigga made Kanye West grill. With the new silver shit that Kanye be rocking, he made that. He did shit with Yachty. He did shit with fucking Offset. Bro, he done did shit. Bro, look at this nigga, bro. Look. So chat. Look. Canal, right? Look, he done did shit with OBJ. Look, this is Kanye shit, bro. For Kanye, bro. He done did shit with OBJ. Fucking. Bro, look at this shit, bro.
Yeah, tell everybody, yeah, you gotta get Ye to go see this dentist, Thomas Connolly. And I suspect Billy is getting kickbacks from the dentist, the Dr. Death of Dentistry. But Ye goes to see him, and very soon after being measured and fitted for this titanium thing in his mouth, Ye starts to exhibit strange behavior, different behavior, right? There's Ye, and then there's, okay, this is not within the parameters of what I'm used to. Like, he changes his mind a lot. He's like a passionate artist, right? So there's certain kinds of behaviors that would range outside of what you would normally expect from like most people, because he's, you know, mercurial genius creative, right? But there's stuff that's just not in the usual range even for him. And that's what we started to see, and it turned out that he was getting like absolutely hooked on this stuff, right? At the behest and thanks to Thomas Connolly, who was supplying it for consumption at home. I mean, I have images of Thomas Connolly taking 4 surgical-sized canisters of nitrous gas into Bianca's apartment building, which is Ye's apartment building, you know, where they live. There's no possible, conceivable clinical reason why you would take enough gas to kill 50 people into a patient's home and leave it there with no medical professional there to administer it.
I spent like all the money for the commercial on these new teeth.
Bad to say, he's been banished from Ye's orbit, and I think you'd have to be pretty dumb to go to him now without.
Once again, I had to shoot it on the iPhone.
Hey, what's good? Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning into my channel, Kevin K. Go Hard Truth, in association with Zoo Lion Uncut. I'm your host, that Zoo Lion from the zoo. Shout out to Kenland KK. All right, today, look, after this news that I done received, Kanye West, he needs to be canceled.
Making sure that you all are entertained.
Kanye West making some wild allegations in his newest song. The rapper claiming to have had an incestual relationship with his cousin until the rapper was 14.
I don't think they understand that I'm not attracted to a man. I don't get.
This is just the beginning right here.
The lyrics tell part of the story, but Ye goes into more detail on X, claiming this cousin he references in the song is now locked in jail for life for killing a pregnant lady, and has been since he was 17. Kanye says the murder happened a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore.
My cousin is locked up for murder, and I love him. And so he did a bad thing, but I still love him.
Ye goes on, perhaps in my self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6, and then we acted out what we saw.
As long as you don't leave me, then I'll probably be alright.
I'm gonna work on it from the inside.
Kanye's ex, Kim Kardashian, spoke about Ye's family trauma 5 years ago during an episode of her Oxygen series, The Justice Project.
Kanye's aunt, my husband's aunt, his cousin has a double life sentence for a murder. She's like, I'm not even that distraught anymore. Like, that's just what happens to the kids in our neighborhood. Like, there's just no other choice.
I feel like I have a responsibility to innovate and to fight for creativity.
The music just adds to real life, and that's what I want to do. Add to someone's life.
Now, you heard the story, folks. You heard it. I heard it. Okay? Kanye West wrote a song. I think it's called Cousins. He talked about this little situation that he had with his his cousin. His cousin. I think his cousin was like 6. I don't know the ages correctly. He was either, the cousin was like 6 and he was like 14, or I don't know. Okay. But he was older. He was older than the little cousin. All right. And he the one that showed him these dirty magazines that they acted out on each other. Okay. Where Kanye West admittedly said that he gave his cousin head. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. Yeah, but that's just OC, people. That's just too OC for me. Kanye West done a lot of crazy things in his career, but this right here, this should be the icing on the cake. This should be the icing on the cake, people. And he should definitely be canceled for this. Okay? I'm dead serious. This just goes back to what the celebrity bodyguard, Big Homie CC said. He said the industry is full of losers with money. Okay? And that's what it is. This is Hollywood. This is your entertainment. This is the industry, okay? It's losers, weirdos, pedos, all types of the lowest of the lowest type of people. These are the people that have been risen up to celebrity status, okay? And it needs to stop. So at the same time, I'm talking about Kanye West need to be canceled. The whole industry need to be canceled, because basically the big picture of this situation is basically this is the industry, okay? When they talk about the initiation rituals, when they talk about the whole hazing process, the hazing principles that you get from fraternities, college sororities, all of this, it's basically all the same, okay? In order for you to prove yourself to get into these situations, you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to do something to prove yourself, okay? And this is the celebrity lifestyle, okay? Not just the celebrity lifestyle. Like I said, this is college life. This is fraternal orders, okay? Masonic organizations, okay? This seems to be the same premise, okay? Hazing, the hazing process, the initiation, okay? So this is just OC, people, that the people that you look up to, and like I said, in 2025, everything's coming to the light. Everything's coming to the light. So it's very easy to see, okay, that basically everybody that you looked up to, past and present, was all on some weirdo, pedo, the worst things you can think of. This is what they have to do to reach fame and fortune, and it just needs to be stopped, folks. It needs to be stopped. This story about Kanye West is freaking gross. It's gross, and I personally just need him out of here. Okay, all these little antics, and he's God, and whatever's going on, he's Jesus, whatever. Cancel. It's canceled, people. Please. We got to learn from our mistakes, people. You've been looking up to crazy people. All right? That's what's really been going on. People that will do anything, sell their own mamas for fame and fortune. Okay? This lifestyle, this goal to be famous, people that would sacrifice everything, their morals, their hopes and dreams, their families and everything, they would just sacrifice anything just for fame. Like, I'm not that type of person. I can't understand it, people. So this is just how I feel. This ain't no long video, but this is freaking gross. This is gross, okay? And like I said, his little cousin must have been thoroughly affected because they said he's doing life in prison for killing a pregnant girl, okay? And when you've been introduced to things at a young age that you don't understand, and then you get older and then you finally realize what really happened, then you got to deal with that mentally, okay? You got to deal with that mentally. And I've seen it myself firsthand with friends from my past, etc., etc. Those situations didn't end well either. Okay? People that's been violated sexually from a young age. Yeah. So let's just get rid of Kanye, please. Let's just get rid of Kanye and all these people that's hiding right now because this whole P Diddy scandal, the trial, everybody that's gonna be implicated, everybody that's in the industry that's been doing all these debaucherous acts just to stay relevant. Let's just go ahead and cancel everybody. All right.
I heard that Ye wants to go into politics, and I thought to myself, well, if the hungry tigers in music and fashion are bad, he has no idea what it's going to be like in politics. So I reached out and I said, look, I've always admired you as an artist, and if you're going to come into politics, if you want like a friendly ear or if you want any advice or anything, then please feel free to reach out. He did. I quickly became his director of public affairs, which means politics stuff. When he was considering another run for office, I kind of ran the politics department. Just essentially, politics is bad. There's shocks and there's this. I've never seen anything like the miasma that surrounds Ye. Of from petty con artists to elaborate schemes to defraud to like diabolical dentists, trying to like drug and murder megastars to do God knows what. I mean, we got rid of that one, but I've never seen anything like it in my life. After 25 years of being one of the most talented, wealthy, famous musicians and designers in the world, he has acquired the most horrifying. An enormous, like, complex ecosystem of people just looking to leech,
I sold my soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. Used to came with a few toys like a Happy Meal.
Now, for those who forgot, okay, yeah, a long time ago, Kanye West been told you he had sold his soul to the devil. Okay, a long time ago. All right, but people didn't believe him. Okay, people didn't believe that. Yeah, that's what he did. Okay, because that's what it takes. That's what it takes to be in that game, to be in that life. Okay, and he did it, and he admitted it. He told you. He said, "I sold my soul to the devil." He said, "I know it's a crappy deal, but at least it came with a few toys like a Happy Meal." Okay, let's go ahead and play that clip again. You know what I mean? For the people in the back who didn't hear it.
I sold my soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. At least it came with a few toys like a Happy Meal.
There it is, folks. So, well, where have we been confused? You know what I mean? All this time. This is the game. Okay, when people read their Bibles, the Bible gonna let you know that this is the devil's world. He been ruling this world. Okay, and let me make a correction. This world belongs to the Most High. Okay, the Most High of all creation, but it's been in the hands of the wicked one, Satan. And Satan been down here doing whatever he want to do. Okay, so he done had all these people that want to be. He done set the bait. He set the bait a long time ago. Okay, it's all about living that good life, being famous and rich, and having all the women and the men and the drugs and the alcohol and he made everything look so sweet for everybody. Okay, but when you in that life, okay, the name of the game for Satan is sacrifice. Okay, so what did Kanye tell you about his mother? Kanye told you that they sacrificed his mom. Okay, that was the story. He sold his soul to Satan, to the devil. What really happened to his mom? Okay? Like I tell people, it's people are sacrificing their loved ones to be in that life because the devil and the demons want blood. They want blood. They want you to sacrifice somebody you love to prove how much you want to be in the game. Now, to be honest, I really didn't like and this ain't no hate type of thing, but when Kanye when he first entered the industry, I didn't really like Kanye. Okay, I didn't like his voice. I didn't like his voice. I didn't like his delivery, okay, because he really sounded real whiny. He sounded real whiny when he rapped, okay. Now I'm not saying that he didn't make good music that it's not like I can't say he made music that I like, okay. Kanye made some music that I like, but he had to grow on me because when he first came in, I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it, but that's how it be over time. Over time, you start hearing things over and over and over again. Things that you don't like in the beginning start to sound good. All right, so this is what it is. But those are my initial feelings when he first came in the game. All right, so like I said, you look at Kanye, look at his progression. It's basically okay. What happened? It was about him being Jesus. What's his whole mode? His whole mode is he's God. He's God. He's the leader. It's all just been this big old ego trip that he just been on, this pride thing that he's been on. Okay? Now like Jess Hilaria said, like, you know what I mean? He been sucking pain he been sucking peen for who knows how long. She said until he was 14, but like I said, if you know the game like I know the game, and you know that once you in that life, yeah, okay, for the dudes, they gonna want your manhood. Okay, you want a deal, you want the big checks, you want to be famous, you're gonna have to give up your butthole. Okay, you're gonna have to give up your butthole, you're gonna have to suck somebody off, you're gonna be in the worst scenarios ever. Okay, females, you're gonna get tossed around. You see the P Diddy and the Cassie, the Cassie's evidence. Okay, that dudes was just urinating in her mouth, and she was getting G'd by sex workers, and everything under the sun. Okay, so it is what it is, folks. This is what it takes for you to be in that life. It's no longer a secret. It's no longer a secret. So basically, Kanye sold his soul to the devil. Okay, Kanye got a lot of pictures with P Diddy. Okay, when you Google Kanye and P Diddy, man, that list of pictures is long. It's super long. Okay, so yeah, what Kanye been doing for P Diddy all this time? All right, is he on the tapes? Is he on the tapes? Is he gonna be a witness at the trial? Who knows what's going on as far as that's concerned? But as far as Kanye, man, he done went for a ride. Okay, he done went for a ride, and like I said, Kanye. What else was going on? It was him and the white girls. Okay, it was him and the white girls. Okay, that's never a good idea. All right, ask Cat Williams or ask Shannon Sharp, man. You messing with these white girls, things just don't go. Just things don't go right. Things don't go right, and that's not a racial statement. This isn't anything like that. I'm only speaking on facts that's been going on for decades. You know what I mean? Probably hundreds of years. Okay, so it is what it is. So he had his little issue with his kids, all right, which led to his breakdown. Okay, but all like it's countless of men that went through that same situation. Okay, they go through that, and that's not just about the white women. Okay, black women, been stealing men's kids hundreds of years. Same thing. Okay, so it is what it is. It's just a part of life. Okay, I went through it. I've been through it. Okay, like I said, yeah. So I know what it feels like, but I didn't let that situation break me and have me crash out. But I definitely, you know what I mean. Men know where Kanye was coming from, and that's something that's gonna have to be discussed later on down the road, as far as the whole relationship between children and fathers. All right, that's gonna have to be revised, but that was one of the things that led to his crash out. But like I said, it's done happened to the best of us. Okay, some people know how to maneuver, keep their heads up even though they losing somebody they love, and they gotta just keep on, just stay focused. All right, and do what they gotta do. Sometimes you might gotta wait. You might have to wait years before you get your children back. It happens. Okay, so that's been Kanye issue. This and that. He been hooked on nitrous oxide. He been hooked on nitrous oxide, and that was new to me. But like I said, in terms of, as far as that's concerned, I can understand where he was coming from. I remember when I got braces put on my teeth and they gave me that gas, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, you know what I mean? it definitely makes you feel good. I ain't gonna lie. They used to call it the laughing gas back in the day. All right. I had took my son to the dentist not that long ago. And when I go up in the office, I'm talking to the receptionist ladies. I'm like, hey, what's up? Let me get a hit of that gas before I leave. You know what I'm saying? Because I had dropped them off. So I was like, man, let me get a hit of that before I leave. They was like, you want some of that gas? I was like, yeah, let me give some of that. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Excuse me. It was a joke, but you know what I mean? They definitely knew what I was talking about. But this is what happens to people that sell their soul to the devil, okay? The devil is going, he can give you the world, okay? He can give you the world. He offered Jesus the world in the Bible, okay? He can give you the world, all this material stuff, all the kingdoms. He did it in the Bible, but he gonna take it from you at some point, okay? And that's also the evidence that you're gonna get from this situation, looking at Kanye, okay, and looking at his life. All right, he gonna take you to the top. He gonna make you feel like God, and then when he done with you, he gonna drop you off. Okay, it's gonna be the end. He gonna strip all of it from you, and then you done, and then you're gonna be a shell of the person. You're gonna be a shell of your former self when he finished with you. And this is what, and look at Kanye. Look at Kanye. It is what it is. Okay? So that's why I said we really need to cancel Kanye. All right. I know he was doing he was so-called moving for Jesus. I don't know if that was genuine. I don't know if that was genuine. I'm not going to speak on whether it was genuine or not. Okay. But this right here is like, Kanye needs some therapy. Okay. People need to leave that alone. He ain't your leader. Okay. Leaders, is that the leader? Because I know it's people that look up to Kanye, and it is what it is. Now me, I didn't come up like that. I'm not looking at him as an idol, a leader, or none of that. Okay. So this is your leader. All right. That had an incestuous relationship with his cousin. This and that is just OC. It's not what you want. It's not what you want. He sold his soul to the devil. His mother was sacrificed. Okay. This isn't somebody that I would want leading me personally, but it is what it is. Okay. Now, as far as who the true leaders of this world, in my next video, I'm going to reveal to you who it is. Okay? One of them at least. All right.
I don't personally believe it's a coincidence that the warehouse that this sale was occurring in was owned by a very close friend and patient of Thomas Connolly, the Dr. Death of Dentistry.
Could you get into that real quick? Who's Thomas Connolly?
I call Thomas Connolly the Dr. Death of Dentistry. He's the dentist who incapacitated, immobilized, and in my opinion, attempted to kill Kanye West, by getting him heavily addicted to nitrous gas, and by leaving that nitrous gas to be self-administered by Ye himself at home.
Ryan Garcia, this is Ye, I'm on the nitrous.
Now, nitrous gas is, in and of itself, not the most dangerous thing in the world, taken in small quantities, mixed in the correct admixture with oxygen, as you would have it at the dentist surgery. But when it's done at home, outside of the purview of a medical professional, and it's done by the patient themselves, it has the potential to be deadly.
So everyone's heard of nitrous. But have you heard of blue raspberry, vanilla cupcake, fruit punch nitrous? I'm talking about galaxy gas.
So it's supposed to take your desserts to the next level, but using it the wrong way is leaving people high. While it has many legitimate uses, it creates a brief but potentially deadly high.
On the boxes, they market it as a food and beverage additive. So on the site, they market that you can make nitro, citrus, margaritas, and coffee and shit. They're literally just putting flavors on this shit, so high schoolers are gonna huff it in the bathroom. When it literally says, do not inhale, right on the box.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's going. It went. It 100%.
That was actually working.
It 100% went. Wait, that felt crazy.
Because your body cannot tell the difference between nitrous and oxygen. So when you're breathing in nitrous gas, your lungs don't know that you're not getting oxygen. So you don't feel like you're asphyxiating. You don't know that you're not getting oxygen. You're breathing and you're feeling fine. In fact, you're feeling great because you're feeling the high effects of the nitrous, but parts of your brain are dying, right? And that's what happens when, thanks to prolonged exposure of this stuff. And I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. I don't think it's a coincidence that the warehouse at which the Easy Gap merchandise was, the sale was attempted, right? The urban necessity sale of stolen Easy Gap merchandise was attempted at a warehouse owned by a close friend and patient of Thomas Conway.
Surge Studios.
So we have the guy's name in the document, so I can show you later. But this guy is a patient and a close friend of Thomas Conway. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think this is a criminal gang.
Mm-hmm.
Now look, I need you to do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that like button. All right, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. All right, this where you want to be. You don't know it yet, but this where you want to be, folks. I'm telling you right now. So let me go ahead and make one thing clear. All right, just in case it's not. Hear me. I'm not down with the devil, okay? I'm a child of the Most High, all right? Facts. I'm a real child of the Most High. I'm here for a reason. I ain't got nothing to do with the devil or Satan, all right? This battle is between good and evil. It is what it is, all right? So me and the devil, we are not friends, all right? Matter of fact, we enemies. All right, it's the Most High and his children, it's Satan and his children. All right, we are virtually opposed, and that's what it is. I ain't got nothing to do with nothing that goes on in his world, okay? People that's in his world, I look at them like they stupid for even making that decision. I don't care how good it looked, all right? As you can see, it was a trap. As you can see, all these people that's done been in the game, following this life, not knowing what was really going on. And now it's all being brought to the light. So I'm just making it clear. Me, Kevin K, Go Hard, K, Sovereign King K, whatever you want to call me. We don't have no affiliations over here with Satan and the devil. All right? Point blank period. I want his ass gone. I want his ass out of here. All right? Any of his children that ain't gonna repent, I want their ass out of here too. Straight up. Straight up. It ain't a game, people. It's not a game. We coming down to the end. We coming down to the wire. It's gonna be choose your side. So, like I said, a lot of people got food. A lot of people got food. All those celebrities done been fooled. Okay? Chasing what? Dreams. You gotta be sleep to have a dream. Just remember that. Okay? And all them folks will sleep. And it is what it is. Okay? But here, nah, we don't roll like that. We don't roll like that. It's a war for souls out here, and it is what it is. Like I said, Kanye West got fooled by his pride, thought he was going to be God, thought he was God, okay? And I can understand where that gets confused. I don't know if I'm going to have that conversation right here, okay? But I'm going to say that that's a misinterpretation, all right? It's already known that God is in us, okay? That he is in us. It's your soul, okay? God put a piece of himself in his children. That's your soul, that's your life force, the thing that controls this body that you're wearing right now, okay? And with his spirit being inside you, okay, it's already said that he is omnipresent. Everywhere you at, he at. Why is that? How is that possible? Because his spirit, he is in you, your soul, if you got a soul, okay? Because there's a lot of people that out here that don't have a soul, and that's for another video. But like I said, and the devil wants your soul. He wants your soul. He wants people to sell him their soul. Okay. So instead of you being God, so to speak, since God lives in your vessel, your body is supposed to be the temple of the Most High. So his spirit can dwell in you. Instead of you going at it that route, you end up selling your soul to Satan, where you're not a sovereign individual. Then then you become his slave. Okay, he gives you the all the pleasures of the world. You know what I mean? He gives you everything that you want in this physical world, so that you give up your soul in exchange for your soul. Okay, if you can understand what I'm saying, I'm gonna make this clearer in my next video. Okay, you want to make sure you check that out. Okay, but yeah, instead of you being a sovereign individual, the way the Most High wants you to be, no, you become a slave. You become a slave for this illusion of fame and fortune. Something you really need to look at, folks. So anyway, I just had to make that clear. And also praise the Most High too. Hallelujah. Okay. Thank the Most High. All praises, all worship goes to the Most High, Yahuwah. All right. Hallelujah. So just so you know, that's what it is. All right. 2025, he's doing a new thing, and revelation has been given to the earth. All right. And I'm telling you, my next video is probably going to break the internet. It's probably going to break the internet, the things that I'm going to reveal. Okay. So be looking out for that.
Ye's not going to love me saying this, I'm sure, but we're talking about one of the most unusual, original, brilliant, creative minds alive, walking planet Earth alive today. There is a non-zero chance that permanent brain damage has been done to that mind from this nitrous use.
Nitrous when I was at Uganda. Yeah. I didn't even realize how long I had been like doing nitrous, but now it definitely has affected my memory. But the funny thing is,
now what form that takes, I don't know. I'm not saying like, you know, you're gonna make worse shoes, but maybe it's memory, maybe it's names recognition, maybe it's fatigue. I don't know, right?
God can use my memory, but that's not what he needs. He needs my channel. He needs you. He needs you. What are you two gentlemen's name again? Corey.
Nobody does. but there's a very real possibility, and I would even say that it is more likely than unlikely that damage has been done to that mind, like one of the greatest minds that walks among us, you know, as a result of this. So I felt it was urgently necessary for me to remove this person from his orbit, even after I was no longer at UZ. And I definitely feel I did the right thing, and you know, I did so in the full expectation that Ye would never speak to me again, you know, and that would burn everything forever. It turned out not to be the case, and I was very happy to hear from him a few weeks later and to receive a message from him where he thanked me for always having me back, which made me feel very good about it.
All right, people. So look, I'm out. That's my PSA for today. All right. So go ahead, hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell, and go ahead and comment below so we can discuss it. Let's go ahead and get rid of Kanye real quick. All right, Kanye messed up. All right, he messed up in his mind. It's time to just go ahead and let him go. Just let him go. Just let him lay. All right, and that's it. And all these other weirdo, pedo, whatever's that's going on, go ahead and tell them to kick rocks too. All right, and that's it. So y'all make sure y'all have a great day. Y'all have a great night.
For sure.